Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Erikson Lubin versus Terence Crawford. That could be next. And it is getting interesting, people, man, to see what could happen next for Crawford, especially since, Canelo Alvarez was able to weasel his way, out of the Crawford fight. Anyway, you take a look at what's going on here in the racking stack. This is 154 pounds. Now, Crawford, of course, is now, which has been updated, you see the WBA champion. Now, when you take a look at, he has a WBA strap, he's going to have to defend it, right? Well, he just fought and won it, so he'd have to defend it. I don't think he gets a voluntary defense because he just picked it up. Look who the mandatory is. Erikson Lubin. Now, him beating Erikson Lubin does nothing for him, in my opinion. But I think that's what he's going to have to deal with. Now, of course, you got Turki Al-Sheikh involved. With the Turki Al-Sheikh money, he can make magic happen. I personally like to see Crawford, go in and face somebody else for another strap. But the uniqueness of this is you just don't know what's going to happen because now Crawford also has the WBO interim world junior middleweight title. So see, this can get interesting to where Crawford now fights again before the end of the year against Erikson Lubin. He'll beat him, I think. And after he beats Erikson Lubin, then Fundora and Spence would have fought. And then now he can challenge the winner of Fundora and Spence. Isn't that interesting? Or he'll end up, because Bohachuk and Virgil Ortiz is about to fight. He could end up fighting Virgil Ortiz. So I think what could happen with Terence Crawford is he'll either fight his mandatory Lubin, or he'll fight the winner of Bohachuk and Ortiz next, because they're fighting this weekend. And then he'll have to wait to see what happens with Fundora and Spence. But realistically, I think Crawford's next two opponents are Lubin or Virgil Ortiz. Because he would have to wait a while to get at Fundora. But that is interesting. Interesting to see how this is playing out. Now, for those of you who are saying, oh man, Hood, man, Lubin, he was tranquilized by Jermell Charlo. I mean, really, why waste our time? Fundora, pretty much shredded Lubin's face with uppercuts and stuff. Who is this guy Lubin? Well, look, I'll tell you this. You really can't sleep on Lubin because Lubin can fight. You got to be fair to Lubin. He can fight. I just think Crawford beats him. I think he tranquilized him, my opinion. But there's one thing about Lubin that I think is very interesting. When you take a look here, this is Erikson Lubin, right? 26 wins, 18 KOs. He has 2 losses. Both of those losses by KO. He's 5'11", but look at his reach. 74.5 inches. On some other sites, says he has a 75-inch reach. Now, you may say, what's the significance of that? The guy had 2 losses by KO. Really look at his opponents. It's really hard to see him beating a guy like Terence Crawford. He last fought against Jesus Alejandro Ramos September of 2023. So he'll be out the ring. He's been out the ring a year. But remember, it's this right here. It's that reach, 74.5 inches. Now, and he's 5'11". Now, when you take a look at Terence Crawford, which I personally think Terence Crawford will beat Fundora with no problem. But when you take a look at Crawford, 74-inch reach, 5'8". Now, the thing about that is, Lubin has a good jab, and he knows how to use his reach pretty good, too. I think it's going to be very interesting to see Crawford and Lubin, if they were to fight, to see who could win the battle of the jabs, because it could come down to that. But I think Crawford's stronger. I think his jab is harder. And Crawford, of course, is a southpaw. And it doesn't matter what Lubin brings to the ring, what stance he tries to fight in, whatever he does. I just don't think he and his coach, Kevin Cunningham, are going to be able to put together any game plan that Bomac and his team are not going to be able to poke holes in. Simple. But what I do think can make it interesting is the reach of Lubin. And, he's confident. And he wants another big opportunity because he's just been missing, and kind of dropping the ball on some of these opportunities that have been presented to him. But when it comes to Terence Crawford and Lubin, I think it's either going to be that fight next or the winner Bohachuk, Virgil Ortiz. Either way it goes, Terence Crawford is just, staying active or getting a step closer to becoming four-time undisputed, three-time undisputed in the fourth weight division. In his fourth weight division. But we'll see. But I just want to put that on your radar because I thought it was odd that when I came and I looked here, pull it back up for you, that I see Lubin right there with the big mandatory right next to his name. Now remember, just because somebody's ranked number one, that doesn't make them mandatory. But he is the mandatory. And when you look at this list, there's nobody else here with an M next to the name. Lubin has it. Nobody else. Okay? And this was updated as of 1 August. So this is the latest. It's either going to be Lubin or the winner Bohachuk Ortiz. And I tell you what, Bohachuk, I think is a difficult fight for Crawford. 6'1", long ass arms. Matter of fact, while we're talking, let me show you. Bohachuk, I think he presents more problems because Crawford doesn't have the advantage when it comes to the reach. But let me just double check. I could have sworn Bohachuk arms were longer. Here it is right here. Call him El Flaco. Okay, so Crawford's arms just happen to be longer. Yeah, so this is Bohachuk. He has a 73-inch reach. About the same as Crawford, but he's 6 feet tall. But we just have to, he got those longer legs. We just have to see how it goes. Bohachuk and Crawford, I'm telling you, people are going to keep saying, oh, Crawford fighting bums, y'all. These guys ain't no joke, man. Especially if Bohachuk gets past Ortiz, which I think he will. Crawford to fight him, I'm just telling you, that's a tough-ass fight. But we'll see how it goes with Crawford and these guys. It's going to be Lubin, Bohachuk, or Ortiz. We just have to see how the dust settles. Keep cool, I'm in the breeze.